Oh my goodness, we already got chat. What is up, folks? J-Bone here for Smash This podcast. Oh, coming at you on what day is this? Wednesday. Cheers. Nothing exciting tonight. We got some Diet Coke. Shh, don't tell my wife I stole one. Jerry's in the chat. What's up? Ronnie asks, when is AEW starting? Well, that's kind of an open-ended question. Company has already started. If you're talking about TV, we don't have an announcement for the TV yet. The first event for AEW is going to be in May 25th. That's Double or Nothing. So that's when you could say the official kickoff for the company live. So yeah, we got excuse me. We got a new road to Double or Nothing. And we got announcements on some new talent. And we also got some news about the card, and we also got some news about trademarks. This is the event on pay-per-view. It should be. It's probably going to be like All In was. That's a guess. It's probably going to be on Fight TV, and it's probably going to be on pay-per-view. That's a guess. And as far as quality, it's going to be as good, if not better, if you're wondering as far as my opinion on how it's actually overall going to look. Good evening, Prime Time. Welcome. So yeah, we got a few different things. So let's dive into this stuff. According to the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes YouTube channel, because he's been putting out his own series aside from being the Elite. This is more in the realm of kind of how they're doing the NWA videos, like before they did All In, that kind of thing. This is less comedy, more storyline and behind the scenes based. So that's kind of cool. Some of it's legit, some of it's storyline. So it's a nice little mixture of both. And we'll talk about a little bit of it all. The first in the video, sporting a leg brace and crutch. From what the surgery went well. I didn't hear any details, but I heard everything's. I heard he's going to be on track to perform at Double or Nothing. So we're crossing our fingers. Hopefully, it's was just do some rehabbing and he'll be good to go. But besides that, he announced that parts of All In was the budget battle royal that took place. And that was funny because that, if you ask, everyone's going to have their different opinion what happened at the show. What their favorite part of it was, what's funny is I left All In with my son, and because he's not a wrestling fan, but he knows I watch, and that show All In was his first wrestling event ever. I'd never taken him to the store, anything like that. So this was really special, especially for me to, see him really light up, exploded with excitement and everything. Um, and asked him afterward what part of All In was, and he said the Battle Royal. So that was, that always stuck out in my head and made me appreciate that part of the show even more. And that's what kicked it all off. That was 0 hour. And you could even go watch that for free on YouTube. It's Colt Cabana uploaded that Battle Royal match from All In on his YouTube channel, which is pretty cool. So if you ever want to look at that again, yeah, I got the whole thing still saved my DVR. I haven't gotten rid of it yet because it's just fun to watch once in a while. The parts of it, the whole thing, whatever. So Cody announced that they are going to bring back the over the budget battle royal. I don't know if they're I guess they are calling it the same thing. I mean, it's certainly isn't really going to have the same meaning because when he gave a little description during the video, um, talking about how it came to be, getting all these people that were in town to be a part of the show, but trying to make sure that everybody had a decent payoff. And so they all the soft parts of the ring away, the ring apron, the turnbuckles and such, to help pay for everyone being a part of it, that, to make it a special match. And so yeah, I don't think there's going to be any issues with budget this time. That's right, Prime Time. That's right. Yeah, taking my son on that road trip down to the Chicago area was a blast, and that's something that I can hold on to forever with him. That'll make that. So that's why I'm hoping that they come back to the Chicago area and or come to downtown Milwaukee somewhere within the next year. Well, touring and TV deal, that they come locally, and then I can really in. So, but yeah. So they are having the over the budget battle for Double or Nothing. That is a match announcement that they put out there today. And then they announced Silent, one that was already announced at the last rally, Sunny Kiss. And they gave a background on him to kind of get people familiar with who he is, where he's from, what he represents, and all. So that was nice. They also talked about Brandon Cutler. Now, my introduction to Brandon Cutler was the first All In show. He was one of the, I should say, not first. He was one of the last people for the All In show, being a part of the Battle Royal. But I had no clue who he was. But as we've seen, the birth of this company and behind the scenes stuff with being the elite and signing contracts and all that kind of stuff, it looks like he's been one of the behind the scenes guys that's a part of it. So I don't think he's maybe he doesn't have a position in the company, but he is a wrestler. And apparently his wife does do seamstress work for wrestlers. So that makes his family important, you know. Um, I didn't catch, I don't know what I was going to say. I did listen to his story. I just don't remember exactly how many. I think they said she made seven for All In, different people. So, and Brandon took a step away from wrestling and came back to it. And he's running it. You could say he's going all in on his wrestling career. So he's close with the Bucks as far as being that local California wrestling scene. And it looks like some of the footage also was from Dojo something. It's a show that's on Amazon Prime, and I haven't gotten around to watching it yet. It's Dojo Pro or something like that. But it looks like he's part of that show too. And it also has Jeff Cobb among other people on it. So yeah, there's that. What I was most excited about seeing part of this was someone that I had not seen in a long time. And I'll explain that. We're talking about Kip Sabian from the UK, who apparently most recently has been with IPW and World of Sports Wrestling in the UK. My introduction to Kip Sabian was a little company that I used to watch. And it's funny how this name still comes back every once in a while when I run into someone that I became a fan of a couple of years ago. And remember where I started to see him from. And that's Lucha Forever on Flow Slam. There's that name, Flow Slam. It's like, okay, this Flow Slam's been gone for what, over a year now. This goes back to 2017 ish, sometime during just like spring, so almost 2 years ago. And that was the birth of Lucha Forever. It only lasted a year, if that. They had a handful of, and then something happened financially and it fell apart. Whatever. That's not the point. The point is that was my introduction to was Lucha Forever. And you can go look up Kip Sabian on YouTube. He has his own channel with the cuts on it. There's like a highlight reel from about a year ago. So it's fairly current. And that shows highlights from IPW and Lucha Forever. So seeing that, and then I even went to the Lucha Forever YouTube channel, which has a couple videos on it. One event that they put live on YouTube, I believe that was the second of, it was a smaller event in a little club, but there was a lot of heart and soul put into that event, let me tell you. And about half of it is when Kip Sabian came out, and I don't remember who he wrestled. But, man, his whole introduction, he had that crowd so pissed off. You want to talk about it like a true UK reaction to, oh my goodness. We've seen what you can do or European crowds can do, say, a la WrestleMania weekend, the night after when they introduce someone, you get that huge international pop for someone or some group. Um, that's this in this little pub that had this wrestling ring in it. That's what it felt like. And it was probably just, a dozen people just, screaming at this guy, but it felt big. And they really gave him hell, but he put on a hell of a match. For the few Lucha Forever events that I saw a couple of years ago. My introduction to Kip. So Kip Sabian is apparently going to be a part of the Over the Budget Battle Royal. Apparently, Cody said the winner of the Over the Budget Battle Royal is going to have some special. He couldn't get into the details of it, but I have a feeling it's going to be something in the case of you win, you get a contract, or you get a championship contract, or something to that effect. It's he made it sound special. So I'm not going to overthink it, but it could be a few different things. It could be have something to do with a championship or a contract. So yeah, very excited, Sabian. And if you're not familiar with any of these guys, I'll tell you like I tell people in all my videos. If you're not familiar with Sonny Kip Sabian or Brandon Cutler, go look them up. Go see who these people are. Obviously, they've got talent, and there's something special about them. And that's why the executives are bringing them in this event. Now, I don't know if someone like Brandon or Kip or even Sonny are going to be like a permanent part of the AEW roster. I don't know yet. I don't think that's really been told. All I is that they are going to be at Double or Nothing. And the it's what it sounds like is they're doing everyone's contract is very unique. What is different because everyone's doing different things across the independent scene. Everyone's doing, working for this, maybe has MLW contract also on the side for a certain amount of dates or something. Like MJF. MJF is still a part of MLW. Something unique that AEW is obviously working with Kurt Bauer to, make sure he's, maybe he'll be with MLW till TV start for AEW. I don't know. No clue. But each one is unique. And the only other thing I was going to really talk about is the news that came out. Oh, no, there were things. Let me who put a dislike in the video? Who does that? News that I found, I guess it came out much earlier today, but didn't really get covered by anyone else. So it was quietly just put out there. And I found it by accident. This is courtesy of PW Insider. I'll read part of this. AEW's application for the All Elite Wrestling trademark has been given an initial refusal. is they need to their classification and identification of goods and services, as some identifications they provided need to be clarified. So, and there's, I'm not going to get into all the different details of that because I don't even understand. But obviously, there's different things you want your stuff to be in reference to. Um, so they have to. I mean, I'm not worried about this. I don't think they're going to have to change their name. The other issue was, um, what is, oh, that they were, where is it on here? God, the type is small in here. Oh, that they're not claiming exclusive right to the use of the word wrestling. I mean, okay, I understand it's a legal thing, but no, obviously they're not going to do that because then no one else would be able to put wrestling in their name. Then that's just ridiculous. So they said into that, um, All Out has been given an initial refusal due to blah 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 blah, other stuff. So I mean, I'm sure eventually they'll get most of the names they're going for. They just put up the right money, I guess. There's fees you got to pay to get these done, whatever. And there's so yeah, I mean, I'm not worried about it. I don't think there's going to be any major name changes. Prime Time is asking about the perfect 10. Yes, I was going to get to that. The coy little picture of him in the thumbnail off to the side holding an AEW sign. Ty Dillinger, what do you think about that news? Um, it's another case of them. I mean, everything that's happened this week between Raw, SmackDown, and now Ty Dillinger also being one of, well, you could say many now, who have asked for their release, is because they put so many people on the main roster and they're hiring so many people that they don't know what to do with them. Ty Dillinger was doing great down in NXT. He's been in developmental on and off for 10 plus years with this company and that company because he was with like 3 different companies tied to WWE. I don't know if everybody knows that. He was in NXT for like 3 or 4 years, but before that he was in the WWE's version of ECW for a cup of coffee. He was also part of OVW. He was also part of Florida Championship Wrestling. And I read, and I'm not going to name names. I don't even remember the guy's name, but I read something that kind of, I don't know, it just rubbed on. It said something to the effect of, oh, he was never meant to make it to the main roster. What the hell is that shit? If you're hired to be a trainer, you're hired to be a trainer. If you're being booked for matches, you're a part of the roster. It's, I don't know. It's just like, really? I mean, that just sounds ignorant. The guy's, I can't say I've seen a million of his matches, but I've seen enough of his stuff to tell you the guy's got charisma. The guy loved by fans. The guy has talent. And he's been around for many, many years. He's creeping up on 40. The guy's been around. He's wrestling in the early 2000s, for crying out loud. It's like I knew he was around for a long time just from looking at, I didn't recognize him from the ECW stuff. But I remember watching old Florida Championship Wrestling stuff on YouTube, clips of this guy, clips of that guy, before NXT really started as a brand. Not talking about the stuff they had, the the show stuff that Daniel Bryan started out on. I don't even count that. That was just damn embarrassing. Oh, I want a contract. I'm going to roll a tire down the ring. What? I was listening to the Gift of Podcast with Mance, part of the Rant With Ant, Wrestle Ant radio family. And somewhere recently, he was reviewing some of the old NXT episodes. And it was funny because he's like, man, really had a hard time getting through some of these episodes. And finally he just stopped because he was getting so frustrated. It's like, yeah, because it's fun to go back and look at some of the stuff that they did, but man, it was crap. It really was. It's nothing like it is now. But overall, do I think he could find greener pastures in AEW? Absolutely, but you also got to think he's getting up in there in age. Everyone's got like they say, a bump card. He's close with Cody, so you could say that's a shoe-in. Prime Time says Zack Ryder get over like crazy, but WWE don't know how to use him. Yeah, he's hey, let's put him on a losing streak with that other guy. Woohoo! Yeah, that's a good way to use him. So many people get big pops, and the management just doesn't. They don't listen to it. It's going to be a miracle. I'll say this: it's going to be a goddamn miracle if Kofi ends up headlining WrestleMania with Daniel Bryan. I'd like to see it happen, but it's going to take a lot. It is really going to take a lot. But Ty Dillinger, yeah. So, and I guess he's engaged to Peyton Royce too. Not bad. Not bad, Ty. Not bad. Good job. Trying to think of the duo that she was, the Iconics. Say maybe the wedding will be iconic. Try the pork. I'll be here all week. But yeah, Do I think there's a possibility that he could go to AEW? Absolutely. Or maybe he's been around enough that he just wants his contract and he wants to be used in a way like Christopher Daniels is. You know, Christopher Daniels is going to wrestle in AEW, or at least Double or Nothing. We don't know how many matches he's got left in the tank, but it looks like he's ahead of talent relations. That's tremendous. So maybe Ty Dillinger just wants out of his contract so he can get a desk job in a kick-ass company. I don't know. Primetime says he'd like to see Brian Pillman Jr. in AEW. Well, I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. I think, as the Usos would say, I think Kurt Bauer's got that on lockdown. The new Heart Foundation, or Heart Foundation, whatever they're calling themselves officially. I think it's just the Heart Foundation. Brian Pillman Jr., Davey Boy Smith Jr., and Teddy Hart are going to be with MLW for the foreseeable future. I'm guessing at least a couple years, which is great. That company, if they're going to grow, they need a staple like that in their company, to build a company around, like a faction, It's kind of like starting your own little mini Attitude Era in that brand, Now all they need is their own version of DX and NWO, and no, I'm kidding. Gosh, yeah, and I am rusty on the MLW stuff. I have kind of episodes to catch up on. I will get back to the reviews on here because that is one brand I do enjoy a lot of. I just when I took a break, I away from some of the stuff, and I need to catch up on some of the WoW Women of Wrestling stuff too. So I'm slowly but sure trying to get back into the swing of things while taking care of stuff around here too. So that's about it. Nice little chunk of updates from the world of AEW news, card related stuff, talent related stuff. So yeah, wanted to come on here, talk about that, and share that with you guys, and hope you guys are getting excited for Double or Nothing like I am. Oh, I almost forgot. Yes, if you have Access TV, go check out WoW. Especially if you like Lucha Underground stuff. If you dig women's wrestling with a dose of not necessarily supernatural stuff, but major character storyline development on a small age like Lucha Underground was, you'll like WoW. Trust me. They got Cobra Moon too, so not a bad thing. I've yet to see her on there, but I know she's on there. I know she's part of it. A couple episodes to catch up on, so I might have missed it. The end of the road to Double or Nothing. Episode, what was this? 3, 4, whatever came out today. The end of the episode. I wanted to touch on that. You're in what I'm assuming is Cody's office, and he's sitting there with one of his executives, one of his, I heard the guy's name once, looked it up. I think I followed him, but I can't think of what his name is. Cody's standing there with his crutch, and he's watching the video that was released a few days ago of Chris Jericho taking credit for Double or Nothing selling out in 4 minutes. He's like, I'm sure you've watched it. If you haven't, you can go look it up. It's on the YouTube channel. It's on, the Twitter page, Facebook, whatever. But Chris Jericho taking all the credit for selling out the show, and they keep switching back, looking at Cody's expression as he's watching this, TV screen in front of him in his office. And he's looking at it, and you can tell he's like pissed by the second. More pissed off by the second. Watching this thing, Chris Jericho taking all this credit. And okay, I think Chris Jericho coming to the brand does give it a dose of significance. As far as the casual fan in the US who may not know or be familiar with a lot of the New Japan / Ring of Honor talent that this company is being built. And so I'll applaud Chris Jericho for owning part of that. But the look, he was being really snarky and cocky about it. Like, it was all me. You can thank me. I'm the one who sold it out. Not them. It was me. And Cody's look is just, you can tell he's grinding his teeth. He's pissed. And then the gentleman sitting next to him says, hey, bringing up changing the subject. And he's like, hey, Cody, about that. And he's like, just hold on. Just give me a second on this. Just let me think on this for a second. And that's where the video ends. So he's stewing on Chris Jericho's words. And that's going to turn into something. I don't know what, but it's going to turn into something storyline based for Double Thing. Maybe it's going to fall in line with what kind of match Chris Jericho and Kay are going to have, because it's a rematch, or I don't know what else. But it's there's going to be fallout from this now. So it's just going to be fun to watch what happens with this, or what Cody's going to do to Chris, or if there's going to be a rebuttal. It's all going to be storyline based stuff leading up to the big event. So it's cool. That's great that they're doing this. They're not just throwing matches on the card. They're trying to build something around it. That's smart. That gets you invested as a fan, not just looking at teams on a piece of paper saying that's a good match. For the casual fan looking at a lot of these names, they're not going to give a shit. They want to know why they should invest their hard-earned money and their time into supporting this company. That's what they're starting to do. That's smart. Good booking, yes. Who do you think Cody is wrestling at Double or Nothing? I talked about that one of my last videos. I think it's I'm probably in the I'm probably in the minority of this, but I think it's CM Punk. Because I've like I said, because jokingly said in the video that I was talking about that the wrestling nerd that I am, studied that video, that last road to Double or Nothing, where Cody hands those cards to his wife, and she reveals the match card that has Cody on one side and a blurred out picture the other side, obviously trying to hide the identity. And if you look at the name next to it and freeze it and look at how the spelling is, and kind of like, okay, that could be that letter and that could be letter. Oh, that's definitely that letter. It looks like it could very well be CM Punk. And that's that little, whether you like that idea or not, that's that little tiny inkling in the back of my mind and heart that's okay. Last chance, Punk. Last chance. This is it. It's and I said that at All In too, but apparently a real offer wasn't put on the table. Well, well, I can tell you that with the birth of this company, I can damn well guarantee that there has been an offer put on a table for CM Punk to wrestle in this company with some real money. And I mean, Tony Khan money, okay? So we'll see. A lot of people say Gold Dust. A lot of people, the amount of people that I've seen say Ted DiBiase Jr. is just kind of mind blowing. I don't even think he's wrestling anymore. I haven't heard anything about him for years. But whatever. But yeah, if you want to go hear the rest of that discussion, you can look up. That's in one of the last AEW videos I did discussing that. So, but yeah. So that's pretty much it for this one. A little bit of news, little bit of booking, talent, and card related stuff for Double or Nothing, and then the news bit about the trademarks. I mean, I'm glad that piece of news, because I did a little looking around, and like I said, I didn't see it in hardly. I saw it in one other place besides PW Insider. So I'm glad, they're not, the internet isn't completely blowing this up like, oh, they're going to change the name. I don't think they do. They just got to be more specific on the trademark as to what it's going to cover, and if they put down the prawnies to do it. And that's not going to be an issue. They just got to, cross their I out their T's. I mean, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, so that's it for this one. Thank you much for tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow night. Like I said, I know I'm behind on a lot of stuff that I cover on a regular basis. I'm still kind of slowly getting back into things. My problem is the ADD side of me kicks in, and I don't know what to talk about first. Oh, I'll just watch this. Or should I watch this? Decisions. But nonetheless, we'll be back tomorrow sometime. We'll cover some more stuff. And then Friday for, Impact Wrestling and whatnot. So thank you much for tuning in. Oh my goodness, I am slacking. I didn't put any description in the video. Why did I not do that? Slacking today. Well, we'll just leave it at thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you guys down the road real soon. Much love.